Hey guys, it's Sushix here, and welcome to the very first episode of what we're calling the League Digest. At its essence, this show is just going to be a news show. It's a news show about League of Legends, anything that's happening in the scene. We're going to be picking our main stories and talking in depth about those, and then afterwards we're also going to be discussing a little bit about what else is happening, smaller things that are happening. We're going to be linking everything in the description down below. So for this first episode, it is going to be a little bit different than how it may end up after a few more episodes have come out. Our main focus right now is to get some content out and to try and see what this is going to be and shape our vision, and we feel the only way that we can do that appropriately is to first make a video, and this is it. This is going to be our first attempt. It's going to be very rough around the edges, and we're just going to be learning from each thing. So from the beginning of the video, I just want to say, leave any comments down below. Constructive criticism. We really want to try and push this to as far as we can kind of get it, and really refine it. So this first episode is honestly going to be a little bit rushed. It's nighttime, so the lighting is a little bit off for me. But this is a passion project of mine. I just want to create content. I want to create League of Legends related content, esports content, and be in front of a camera, and that's what we're doing here today. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our main story. So recently there's been some controversy surrounding Selfie and his announcement to become a free agent. Announced on the 4th of January, it came as kind of a weird time, seeing as the 2018 season was literally just around the corner. It's just a couple weeks away. Before this announcement, Selfie was expected to be playing on C9 on their academy roster as their starting mid laner. This position has now been confirmed to be given to Golden Glue, which, yeah, I don't know why. Shortly after announcing free agency, Selfie went to Facebook to kind of talk about everything from his point of view. He says, "As you might know, some weeks ago, Cloud9 released a trailer where you could not see me. A day before this video was released, everything went downhill. Cloud9 told me that they did not want me for the main position in their academy team, and the maximum they could offer me was a sub role in their academy team. Alongside this, there was a long contract and very little salary. After a day of consideration, I let Cloud9 know that such an offer does not interest me, and I would like to stay a free agent. The following weeks, I could not announce that I'm a free agent because there are problems with the whole buyout from P1. Problems with salary, which according to the contract should have been paid to me. After that I knew, and it made me sure in my thoughts that it was too late. Most teams already have main rosters. After a few days, I got a message that I can announce that I'm a free agent and that the issue of payment of salary has been resolved. So I did that. That is about all that happened, to be honest. I don't really know why they decided to go with someone else so late into the season, but it's their decision." Selfie then goes on to say that he's going to be focusing on streaming and finding a team for the 2018 season. While this seemed to paint Cloud9 in a sort of negative light, most people were kind of confused as to why they were choosing Golden Glue over Selfie. Golden Glue hasn't shown up performance-wise in a long time, whereas Selfie tends to be considered LCS ready. Speculation has led to maybe there being a personality or a compatibility issue between the players, but no such reason has really been confirmed yet, and honestly I kind of doubt that there will be any sort of behind-the-scenes decision-making that we get to see. Following up from Selfie's Facebook post, Cloud9 made their own statement, saying, "Cloud9 bought Selfie's existing contract from P1 on November 17th. This was done right at the deadline for P1 to remove all players from its roster as a team exiting the LCS. With that said, we set an expectation with Selfie that if he wanted to play on Cloud9, we would need to negotiate a new deal and get him on one of our approved contract templates. On December 16th, Selfie declined Cloud9's offer to join the team and requested to become a free agent. Cloud9 reached out to P1 to let them know about the situation. It is worth noting that there is an additional complexity here because P1 could not take Selfie back in order to receive its exit payment from the LCS per Riot's rules. The buyout and salary issues referenced by Selfie in his post relate to this complexity. Despite the fact that Selfie did not want to sign a new player contract with Cloud9, we had to figure out how to proceed because he could not go back to P1. We worked through this process and the Riot rules and have determined that Cloud9 will pay Selfie for the entire period of time per the contract that was assigned to us from P1 through the date of termination. Selfie's P1 contract, which we inherited through the assignment of his contract, has a provision that states in the event that it is terminated by the team without cause, Selfie will receive an additional 2 months compensation. Note, we're sharing this information with Selfie's permission. Because of that, actually, cut that out. Because of that language, we gave Selfie the choice. 1, he could agree to mutual termination and therefore forego any future compensation from Cloud9, but have the full flexibility as a free and clear free agent. Or 2, he could refuse to consent to mutual termination and leave us to find another team willing to take on his contract by way of assignment. We presented these options to Selfie on December 18th, and he decided that he didn't want to move forward with a mutual release agreement and instead wanted to keep his contract intact while we explored other options so he could get paid during that time period and be entitled to his 2-month additional additional fee in the event we could not find another team to take on his contract. I wanted to help Selfie, so I directly reached out to every NALCS team owner and coach, letting them know that Selfie is available with zero buyout. Unfortunately, although teams had time to consider him as a candidate, no one ultimately felt that they had the right opportunity. On January 2nd, Selfie was notified that he is now a free agent and we will continue to pay him in accordance with the terms of his current contract. I wish the best for Selfie and hope that he is able to find a team soon. I'm disappointed that we didn't come up with a great outcome for him, but there was nothing but good intentions throughout the process from both Cloud9 and P1. So yes, it turns out that nothing shady or dramatic was going on, and shockingly, Reddit seemed to have jumped the gun on their pitchfork sales. The outcome of this ordeal seems to be that Cloud9 tried to do right by Selfie, but unfortunately both parties couldn't come to an agreement, which at the end of the day left Selfie out cold. I personally do hope that he finds a home in the next month or so, as I feel like he's proven himself to be a good player, and he's been on my radar ever since I was low-key a fan of Super Hot Crew back in 2014. Now onto the smaller news, the stuff that we're going to cover really quickly, just to let you guys know a few little tidbits that are also happening within the scene. It's been announced that Season 8 will be starting on January 16th, and it can't come a moment too soon. So if you're one of those people out there who calls people out for being tryhards in solo queue because it's pre-season, or feed and say your excuses because it's pre-season, just stop. Just stop playing the game. Stop playing solo queue. If you don't plan on trying hard, just play normal games. In the past week, we've had 3 different AMAs happen from Marksy, Frostgaren, and Team Rocket. They're all definitely worth checking out. I love AMAs. They're a great way to find out kind of the ins and outs and personal questions and more obscure questions from the people doing them. So they'll all be in the description down below. I definitely recommend you go check them out. And finally, in our last piece of news, Longju, the Korean powerhouse who everyone thought would be taking the 2017 World Cup, has been bought out and will be rebranding to Kingzone starting spring 2018. People don't seem to be happy with the name change over to Kingzone, but at least they're keeping their Blue Dragon mascot, so hopefully they will win the 2018 Worlds and we will finally get those amazing Blue Dragon skins that everyone wants. Well, I think that kind of just wraps up the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's really rough and we're still really trying to figure everything out. This is kind of just like a test pilot to see kind of what we could do, yeah, definitely going to be improved on, but don't forget to leave your opinions down below. We know there's a lot to fix up and we're going to be working on that, but outside of that, let me know what you'd think we should do with this show, what you would like to see, what you think is missing from the scene and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.